Hello guys, I am back with another video, and today I am finally back in action. I haven't done a video in a very long time, and there are reasons. But in the time that I have gone, I have got new lenses. There's already a video on this, link in description. I've claimed a drone. I haven't done a video on this, but there's one coming. And as well as going to the snow and taking so many good photos that I want to share with you guys. So this video is basically a recap of all the time what has happened when I haven't been on. But there are particular videos in the making, example, going to the snow, flying the drone, tips for people who have the drone, fishing, I went fishing, all these crazy things that I've been doing that I haven't been up to post, I will share with you. But another beautiful thing that I gained in the holidays was a new computer, and one of the reasons that I wasn't able to edit is because my computer was sadly not able to edit. So I went out and we got a few hard drives. Now I currently have 6 terabytes of hard drive space, so I will not be needing any more space or storage. And I also got, for the people who are in love with computers, a 3060 graphics card, an iCore 7 I think it is, and 16 gigs of RAM. And that is pretty much the main topics of what you need to know. I'll have my specs in the description if you'd like to particularly look at them. But for a quick grab, if you'd like to see, there's the computer. I will show you some more photos, but there's my CPU under that, and there's my GPU, and it is all in goodwill. So, let's get into the video. So, to just have a little bit of context, at the snow it was about, I would say, 2 degrees, and we were staying in this beautiful lodge that was recently refurbished, and it was a fireplace, new kitchen, and everything was done up since the last time we arrived. So everything was looking beautiful, and we were really happy with the place we chose. But the most spectacular thing about the place was the view. There was a big front panel on the front of the lodge, and you just sat down and you could look out and you would see this beautiful view of the valley that you came up from when you were going to the snow. And on the left, they extended a deck that wasn't there last year. On that deck, there was a seat, and luckily that seat was high enough to place my camera on for a long exposure. So you already know, I put my camera on there and I hit that button, and boy, it was good. There was a road down the bottom of the frame and a big mountain on the top. So I went into Photoshop to mask around the edge of both of them and merge them right together, and wow, it is something beautiful, I gotta tell you. And as well as doing that, I looked around the place and took some more long exposures of the skies, other buildings, and all around everything. And I'm pretty proud of what I got out of them, just from learning things, but as well as the environment. And yeah, and I woke up at 6 AM guys to get that. So it was a pretty big commitment, but I'm happy I did, because I got to see the sunrise, and dude, it was so good. The nice sun streaks on top of the mountain, it was the best photo ever. Like, it was so much fun, I gotta tell you. And as well as taking my drone up there and flying it around sunset just in the village, mate, I need to make an intro with this footage because it is so good. Yes, then later that day we went on a walk, and in our area there was a lake at the other end of the village. So we walked all the way through the town, taking photos, enjoying that time, and we get to this beautiful lake. And, you know, you have the occasional sightseeing, you're looking at it, you're enjoying it, but sadly, one of our friends who stayed there challenged me to who could slide the furthest on an ice strip. And sadly, I took the challenge, and I did, and I think I won, but I also fell over, banged my head, and scraped my knees. So I was a bit concussed for the rest of the day, but you know, it was good all over. It was good all over. It was good all overall. I'm trying to keep you guys interested, I swear. Please don't skip. You know, like, you know, been a few months, I need a few more views. I'm struggling here, okay? So just sit back, relax, get a cup of coffee if you drink coffee, tea if you drink tea. Just watch the video. Or even milk. I know some of you guys like milk. And as well as a really cool feature on my drone was the panorama feature. And it's basically when it takes a certain amount of photos on a different angle and merges them all together. You can do it in a vertical format, a horizontal format, or it will take 36 photos around and it will create a sphere. And in this sphere, you can move around the image and basically grab whatever kind of shot you want from it. And here are a few photos from that. Okay, and on to the third day. And on the third day, we went skiing. And since COVID-19 was a pretty big deal, and it still is now, the chairlift passes were more expensive as they usually would. The chairlift passes were a bit more expensive. So before COVID was a thing, you would only have to buy one chairlift pass and that's all. You can go up for one day, come back down, and you're done, including rentals. But this day, they had to only let the customers buy 2 days because there was only a certain amount of people allowed up on the slopes since of the 1.5 meter restriction rule. So you needed to buy a 2-day pass. So unfortunately, we had to buy a 2-day pass. That was not anywhere cheap. But we got up on the snow and that was the best thing about it. And we had been going skiing in 3 years and this was also our only second time skiing. So me and my sister weren't the best at it, but you know, we got a hang of it and we actually had a lot of fun going down them once you knew how to properly ski. So at the start of the day, we started practicing, just going up and down. We just spent the whole day critiquing our techniques. Yes, we didn't do too much that day because we still didn't know how to ski properly. But sadly, I did know how to stop properly and I accidentally ran into someone. And this is how that went. And luckily the lady was a really nice lady and she didn't mind me accidentally slamming into her. Even though I did break her pole, she was happy and she thought she could bend it back. So if you're seeing this video, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, but I hope your pole's okay now. And of course, with the 2-day pass, we went up the ski lift again and we went snowboarding one more time. But first, before we move on, let's look how good these shots are. This is from a GoPro Hero 7 Silver and wow, like doesn't it look just so perfect? But those are the chairlifts. But on to the 4th day. And on the 4th day, it wasn't very nice and bright. There was fog everywhere and you couldn't even see 20 meters in front of you. So snowing in these conditions, especially for an intermediate beginner, was not particularly easily. And sadly, the snow was starting to melt since they hadn't got snow in about a week or two. And it was the start of June, so the snow months haven't really progressed. Usually around August in Australia the snow starts to fall, but we went about 2 months early and we were kind of risking it, but we just got it in time. On the slopes, we practiced stopping and curving with 2 skis parallel. I forgot the name, I'm sorry. But basically you would use both your feet to turn them parallel sideways to stop your skis, and you would apply pressure to one so you would stop faster if you get that, compared to the beginners that use the pizza, whatever you want to call it, technique, where they go like this and they slowly come to a stop. So that's what I was practicing, so was my sister, and at the end of the day we got pretty good at it. We went on harder trails. The highest we got was a blue, but there were only blues and greens open due to the lack of snow. But before we move on to the 5th day, we need a falling over compilation of me on my skis. It was not more of crashing into people falling over, it was more of like losing control, stopping, kind of falling over. But here's a compilation, oh my god, just enjoy it. Sorry. Yeah. And on the 5th day, we had a snowball fight. So, that was kind of fun. There was a fair bit amount of snow, and we basically just got snowballs and had the best snowball fight. And that was one of the wishes that I wanted to do, and damn, it was sure a lot of fun. So that's what we did on the 5th day, and we didn't really do too much. We just sat down and enjoyed the cozy warm lodge because it was getting quite cold outside. On the 5th day, when we needed to leave, we got our toboggans and found a beautiful, nice covered hill of snow, and of course, we slid down it. And there was this particularly fast sled because it had skis on the bottom, and it basically had the trail where you sat in it. So you would hop on it and you would legit go so far because there were skis on the bottom of the sled. But all in all, it was a lot of fun. On top of that, there was ice on top of the snow, since when the snow falls and then it melts, it falls, it melts, it falls, it creates an ice layer. And let's just say you can go very fast on that. So that's one tip: if you ever go to the snow, don't go on ice down sleigh because it usually ends bad. And including that day, we went to the gift shop. We got some really cool gifts. I got a mug, and including we met this really nice man who runs a coffee shop, and I will somehow advertise you right here, but thank you for letting me film, and it was nice meeting you. And the donuts, though, you have the best donuts in the whole area, let me just tell you that. And yes, I also did go to the snow in shorts. A lot of people were not complaining, but pointing that out. And yes, I know, it was about 2 degrees, but you know, it's not too cold to still wear shorts. Like, shorts are definitely an all-around clothing. So, I wore them to the snow, because why not? But later that day, sadly, we hopped on the bus and we left home. And that's where I am right now, a few weeks later, recording a video. So, for some reason my audio crashed, but what I was gonna say is thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and without always, stay safe and keep well. Peace. Love y'all.